Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to Book Lovers channel where we do book review. Today we are going to do a book review of a book which goes by the name Walking with the Lions. This book, Walking with the Lions, Tales from a Diplomatic Past. The author is Natwar Singh. Natwar Singh was an Indian government employee. He worked with the Indian government in his position as IFS officer from 1953 to 1984, and he belonged to, later on he moved on to his party, Indian National Congress, one which is headed by Rahul Gandhi. Today we are going to discuss about his book, this particular book. This book consists of, this book is written in a different format. We have close to 50 chapters. There are close to 50 chapters, and each chapter is like 6.5 pages, and each chapter talks about his account of during his tenure as IFS officer. Mostly it covers that part of his life, and it's an era which travels across different continents, He was highly educated. He's got his education from Peking University, St. Stephen's, and many others. Then he talked different personalities at different. How basically going for IFS, they can use this book. I'm not saying it's the only book. There are many other books also, but this book can be of help to them if they're interested in knowing what a life of an IFS officer would be. This is a good reference point. And it also makes for good reading. I across various chapters in this book. I started reading this book on 3rd November 2025. I completed this book on 21st November 2025. So it took basically a difference to him. There's a story of a Swami, of Chandra Swami, who was able to read minds. There is a story of Margaret Thatcher. And, there is a story of different book. We'll understand that. There is a story of Pakistani general and his thought process. There is the story of the Bhutto family. Basically, when you are reading this book, you will be able to see the timelines unwinding you in front of yourself. So, if you want to have a decent, good reading book of great interest to me, there is this chapter called Margaret Thatcher, chapter number 41, Chandra Swami and I. Then the 42nd chapter, the Ubiquitous Swami. Then the 43rd chapter, a medium called Albert Best. These three chapters gives information that he speaks about the gentleman in purse. He also speaks about Dr. Radhakrishna when he goes to China and meets General Mao. He shares about the details of his meeting with Nelson Mandela. He speaks about with Ki Baisi. He's a Chinese artist, and I recommend that you read the chapter. And when you read the chapter, please go artist and look at his art form. The art form is so beautiful. Finally, the chapter is about the one of my favorite chapters is 44 is the encounter with Ki Baisi, and 50 is remembering Devanand. He speaks about the encounter between him and Devanand, and how Devanand wants to get the permission to write the. I will now read out some excerpts from this book. On chapter 4, The Forgotten Hero. The first time I set foot on Afghan soil was in September 1969, when I was a member of the Indira Gandhi's delegation. At the time, Indo-Afghan relations were cordial and close. There was not a cloud in the Afghan. Then we going further on the page number 19, we read the further. We were told that it was the ring. She would like to go for a drive. About a couple of miles out of Kabul, she noticed a green patch on the shoulder of a hill. We were told it was the resting place of Emperor Babur. She expressed a desire to see it. So up the hill we drove, to the dismay of our Afghan escorts, because there would be no other there to receive her. I said, I have had two. What do you mean? I replied. To pay respect to Babur is itself an occasion. To do so in the company of Indira Gandhi is the rarest of privileges. Chapter 41, Margaret Thatcher, Chandra Swami and I. India House is among the best. India House is among the better known diplomatic establishment in London. I first set out eyes on the imposing building in 1952 when I was a student. On page number 176. So to the House of Commons, two of us proceeded. Chandraswamy was dressed in his sadhu kit, with a huge tilak on his forehead and a staff in his right hand. Rudraksha malas around this neck. He says Chandraswamy. Rusticity provides an armor of sorts. This chapter also tells how Chandraswamy had predicted that Margaret Thatcher will become a Prime Minister. Now chapter 2, the ubiquitous Swami. Then fate intervened. Page number 181. The ambassador informed me that Chandraswamy wished to speak to me. I was both intrigued and surprised. How in the name of heaven did the Swami get to know my presence? How do you know? I asked, somehow annoyed by his one-upmanship. So this is about how Chandraswamy was able to get information on things which are humanly impossible. Irish brought solace and comfort to thousands of grieving people. Himself from the working class, he influenced people of all kinds, cutting across religion, class, creed, and even reaching out to non-believers. He was a bridge between this life and the world of spirits. He was a bridge. In a hall, if you are investing money, this is a good book, worth reading once. There is rarely any book we read twice, apart from some books which this book you can read once for definite. With this we come to the end of this review. Bye bye, see you again and take care.